Hello, Productions coming back after a lengthy hiatus. Uh, with me this week is.
Ashtar, and I have an announcement to make.
Well, you go first, and then I'll explain where I've been.
I haven't been around for a bit, mostly because of college. Now, don't get me wrong; it's not like I'm trying to avoid doing this. It just kind of happens. Unfortunately, due to some personal things, as well as my college schedule, I might not be around anymore for streams for quite some time. I'm going to try and find a workaround for this, but I don't guarantee that I'll ever really find anything.
And as I've said before,
Soon.
school comes first. So you do what you need to do, Ashtar. You know?
Yeah.
As for me, I was in the hospital for a little while because of certain things, and after I got released from the hospital, I was facing a lot of issues in real life. Most of them have to do with my mental state, but I've decided to push through and get back to what I love to do, which is entertain all of you. So, hello, Mama Kay. Welcome to chat. Just catching up everyone where we've been and stuff like that. About to get back to the game. So anyway, we hope you guys enjoy this episode and hope you come back for more. Right, Ashtar?
I'll try.
Alright, let's try to figure out where we left off, shall we? Oh, good. Yeah, okay, we're still online. Good. Hey, Red Rooster. Good to see ya. Mama K says hi, Ashtar.
Well, hello.
Aren't you in chat right now, Ashtar?
I am, but I'm just there to sort of moderate just in case. I'm not actually going to be typing anything in there.
Alright.
Unless moderation is needed. There should be an option under that says Top Chat. If you click that, there is a option to switch to Live Chat. That should be able to make you see everything. Top Chat just shows the most popular messages.
Yeah. Let me check this. It's still running. That's good. I have to stop doing that. Up here is this. So, and over here is our tank full of fish. Look at all those fish. Okay.
Yay.
Alright, so go ahead.
A bit before we started, we sort of discussed what we wanted to do with the rest of this LP. We talked about whether or not we wanted to do some of the side things for lore, or whether or not we just kind of wanted to finish the game. And we decided that we kind of just wanted to finish the game.
Mm-hmm.
So, some of the things that I was pointing towards in Glacial Basin and a couple other places will be glossed over. And if anybody wants to, like, study the story of this game more, then I would recommend either purchasing the game yourself to play, or looking up walkthrough videos of this game for those certain secrets.
If you want a full playthrough, I think Jacksepticeye has done a full playthrough. I recommend his videos.
I know Markiplier is on his way of doing so. I'm not sure how many of... I don't know if Mark actually finished doing it, though.
Like, I think Jack finished, but I don't... Like I said, I agree with you. I don't know if Mark did.
I know he has a few videos, though. So, if my honest recommendation, if you want to go see, like, a a playthrough that shows everything, just type in like Subnautica below zero 100% or all secrets or something like that, and that should get you where you're going.
Yeah. So I remember in the last episode we kind of flooded our base by accident.
Yeah, we did an oops. Although I did find out that the place we were going with all the jellyfish does lead to where we want to go.
But
there's a couple steps along the way that we do need to make. Mostly we need to stop at a building for a couple blueprints of things. One of the blueprint is pretty much necessary if we want to start walking around in the glacial basin and other places.
And not freeze to death?
And not freeze to death. One of the blueprints we need to get the materials to make the suit that helps us not freeze to death.
Yeah.
And one of the recipes is necessary for further progression. So...
Red is one of my other co-hosts, Bama K. I hope I'm going in the right direction, by the way.
I do not have a map open, and unfortunately I can't really help you.
Well, I'm heading south, but I don't know if that helps any.
Well, the thing is that the map is centered weird, and it doesn't exactly tell me exactly what is where, because I think I remember telling you directions using the map, and even though we followed them, it led us elsewhere.
Yeah, that's true. So, and I don't have any beacons with me. Oh well.
For the most part, hang on. Brain is doing a thing. My thoughts back. For the most part, we won't really need to come back here all that much.
Yeah.
I think we need to come back to the glacial basin a total of 2 times. The first time we go there to get all of the blueprints so we know what we need to make.
Mm-hmm.
And the second time we go back... Yeah, I understand. Yeah, it does the thing. Yeah, the second time we have to go back to get the important thing for story progression. Which isn't actually in the basin, but is attached to the is in another place attached to the basin.
Yeah.
That we need the important blueprint, or the key blueprint I mentioned earlier for.
Like, so I don't even know if I'm actually going in the right direction. I'm just kind of going in a direction, and hopefully I find something.
Yeah. You'll know you're going the right direction if we meet a glacier with a bunch of jellyfish around it.
I know we saw one, like, I think, in the middle of the last episode, before we flooded our base.
Yep.
But I don't know why I still find funny.
Well, it's mostly because I was used to the original Subnautica, and I am very, very careful about bases, so I never had it happen to me. And you just suddenly flooding your base everywhere was just like, oh, huh.
This is happening.
Not really ever seen that.
Oh, thanks for sharing, Mama K. Are those jellyfish?
No, those are... There's some sort of, I'm guessing, deep sea worm or something that just sort of lives on the hydrothermal vent.
No. Oh, I see eyeballs.
Eyeballs?
Wait for it. You'll see it on stream real quick.
Oh, they look like eyeballs, sort of.
My nose itches. Ah. So, are we going in the right direction if we see those?
We're in one of 2 spots. Either we are in the, near the lily pads, or we are near the glacier. We also might be near an edge of the world, so be careful.
Yeah, that's why I turned my butt around.
Just keep close to the jellyfish, and try not to go too far. Just follow the land. Turn around and follow the land, since we're close to jellyfish.
Have you ever got a song stuck in your head, but you're like, why is that song in my head?
Yes, many times. Usually it's Beatles.
For me, right now, it's Aerosmith.
Is it a song I recognize?
Not sure. They have a lot
My
of
dad's-
hits.
My dad loves classic rock, and he had a CD of Aerosmith, so it might have been something I listened to on the way down to Arizona.
I think the song's called "Love in an Elevator" or something like that.
Maybe then? Maybe.
Like I said, I would look it up, but I don't want to get my stream demonetized if I can help it.
Understandable. I grew up with Beatles, so I know the song titles of that a lot better. I still have that VHS somewhere, I think.
VHS, wow, way to age yourself there, Ashtar.
Look. VHSs weren't around for much longer after I was born. I was born like in 97.
Ashtar, you know I'm just giving you a hard time, right?
I know.
Oh, let's go up towards the surface. Maybe we can see what's around here better. You know what I mean?
Also, thank you, Rooster, for clarifying. I don't think I've heard that song. I might need to listen to it later off stream just to see if it actually is something I've listened to.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it was on that particular CD that I listened to on the way down to Arizona. I did listen to like 4 different Steely Dan CDs, though.
Steely Dan, that sounds familiar. I might know maybe a song or two. Where am I? There's nothing around for miles. Kind of afraid to be out here.
I'm trying to think of a song title that's familiar with Steely Dan, but it's just like...
Okay, now Mama K's apparently listing song lyrics in chat.
Oh, man.
Oh, Oregon Trail, that brings back memories.
Carmen Sandiego's what brings back memories for me, because I played that when I was younger. I don't remember exactly which Carmen Sandiego game, but it was one of them. I think it was where it was Carmen Sandiego in Time.
One I remember playing when I was a kid was called Math Munchers, where you had to solve math problems to feed this little monster or something like that. It was kind of cool when I was a kid.
I do remember I had a whole bunch of, like, grade CDs for, like, certain grades, so I had grades from, like... Okay. That song was on one of the CDs. Rolling in the years thrown away. Yeah, no, that song was on the CD. Okay. I mean, so was It Ain't Learn the Charlemagne and We've Seen the Last of Good King Richard.
Well, I found bigger jellyfish.
That might be the adult Vanguard. No, it's not.
No, I think it's too small for that.
Oh god, Typing of the Dead. That... Typing of the Dead was a adaptation by Sega using a keyboard of House of the Dead, which was the shoot 'em up. Instead of shoot 'em up, though, they made it so that you had to type in words as fast as you could to shoot the zombies.
So Math Munchers wasn't a thing I made up. It's actually a thing, because apparently Red knows what I'm talking about. Where? Oh, I know where I am. Here's the other half of the Mercury ship.
Yeah, and I distinctly remember Typing of the Dead because I've seen an LP of the entire thing, and it is wild just how quick you need to go.
So, I think we're near lily pads if I found the other half of the Mercury ship.
Yes, we are.
I gotta be careful of how deep I go.
I distinctly remember that on the highest difficulty in Typing of the Dead, the final boss you have to type in entire sentences for within, like, about 10 seconds or something like that. It's ridiculous. Also, Mama K, yes, that song was also on the CD.
Alright, let's start heading north and see where it takes us, because we've been here before and I've already got all the stuff from the ship.
Yeah, so out of the CDs I think that I listened to, there was Chicago Translate, which later became Chicago. Eric Clapton, the four Steely Dan I mentioned, Van Halen, Aerosmith, Santana, Three Amigos, and
My mom would
there was a
love
funk-
your musical taste.
that's all of my dad's CDs. There was a funk CD, which a lot of the songs I recognized on, and then a CD by Newest Heavies, which was acid jazz.
I've never heard of acid jazz.
It's real neat. I'm not sure how you like that particular band though.
I have a weird taste in music, so
I'll see if I can't find one of their songs on YouTube or something and link it to you later. The two CDs that we didn't play were both. Well, there was 2 or 3 CDs we didn't play. One was opera, and the other 2 were like Mozart.
I do like classical music, but opera never really caught my ear, you know?
Fair. Distinctly, one of my favorite classical pieces is Dorvak's. One of Dorvak's.
I have a lot of different songs I like, Mama K. There's not just one. Please don't attack me.
I thought you were saying that to what Mama K said. Can you guess it?
No, there was a
Squid
Chalicerate?
Shark.
Oh, Squid Shark.
If it's purple, it's a Squid Shark. If it's red, it's Chalicerate.
What is your answer, Mama K? Just tell us. Ah, nice, Red. Nice. Like I said, I'm heading north because if south is the lily pads, then maybe north is where we actually want to go, you know? No! I hate that song with a effing vengeance! It needs to die!
But I completely understand that, Fred. I don't know if I've listened to any Seeger. I might have, but just not knew it. I've definitely listened to a couple Eagles. Pink Floyd I did listen to, and Beatles I grew up with, so I don't have the same sort of not a fan of the Beatles. My neighbor is a huge fan, so...
That's from New
there was a
Zealand.
plan-
Yeah, that was one of my favorite songs.
There was a plan back a couple of years ago when I went to, I think it was Arizona, to listen to Dark Side of the Moon because I'd eaten an edible. The problem is that the edible just made me feel really calm, and then it hit me like a brick. All of a sudden, it felt like somebody had decked their entire shoulder into my stomach, and I was just in pain and couldn't move.
Oh, ouch.
All of the hunger that I normally didn't feel hit me all at once, and it felt like a miniature bus just hit my stomach, and I was just not able to move. And that was my first and only experience with a weed gummy.
Ashtar, are we in the right spot?
I think so.
My favorite song, it depends, one, on my mood, and two, if, you know, I still like the band, or the artist and whatnot.
One of my favorite songs for whenever I'm in a... just sort of one of those on-wah moves is either While My Guitar Gently Weeps or Yesterday from Beatles.
Ah, right. One of my favorite songs, and this is mostly spurred by my love of the show Supernatural, is Carry On My Wayward Son by Kansas.
Understandable. One of my favorite songs for whenever I'm sort of in just the berserk mood when I'm playing a game is usually one of the heavier songs I listen to. Like,
Yes,
either
Rooster. Yes, you're right.
like either Ready to Die by Andrew WK or just something in sort of that similar vein. Just I'm about to screw somebody up, and I just want to listen to a song that makes me want to do it.
I feel like we're close. I'm just missing the mark. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Ironically enough, not once in our entire Arizona road trip did Hotel California come on the radio. Not once.
Guns and Ships, that's from Hamilton, if I remember right.
That sounds like a Hamilton song.
Well, me and Mom are kind of obsessed with the musical Hamilton, so...
I'm just a history person over here. There's a lot of weird shit I know about history, but when it comes to Hamilton, that's one of the ones of just, well, two people got too big for their britches and things happened. A lot of things happened.
That's the most simplistic explanation of Hamilton I've ever heard in my life.
The more complicated is that they got very drunk. One of Aaron Burr or Hamilton, I don't remember which, took offense to something the other said. I believe Hamilton yelled for a duel. They went for a duel, and well, Burr won, and Hamilton fell on the floor dead.
And by the way, Red, shut up. The whole Pookie shut up thing comes from Rent. One of the interactions between characters. I'm not mean anything. I'm not mad at her or anything like that. It's just like that's how the clip goes. Where the hell am I?
I would start humming Hotel California if the MCA wasn't tighter.
Oh, I saw Sea Monkey.
Again, one of my favorite songs for whenever you're just lost and feel like you're going in circles is Hotel California because the lyrics absolutely fit.
And now it's playing in my head. Thanks, Ashtar.
You're welcome. At least it isn't the thing from before.
Though Aerosmith is a good band, I'll admit.
They are.
You have no idea where I'm going, right? This is just 99% of a Let's Play for me. It's just driving in circles.
Unfortunately, I can't really help because the wiki gives locations in coordinates.
Yeah, I know.
And maps are oriented weird. Like actual physical pictures of the maps of this game, I'm not sure how they orient.
Seek fluid intake.
Do I have water on me? I do have water on me. And it's delicious. Well, found the jellyfish again. So the balance shifts. They rendezvous. God dang it! Now that song's in my head too.
Yeah. Dueling was a very, very common practice back in the day. Usually it wasn't to the death, but sometimes if the offense was great enough, yes, it was to the death.
You sure these jellyfish don't hurt?
No, they don't. Usually a lot of terms of the duels were either the first wounded or the first to draw blood.
I think we might have found our way just by complete accident, Ashtar.
I think so too.
Have you ever seen the video for Black Hole Sun by Soundgarden?
I've seen the music video for, I think it was Flock of Seagulls I ran.
That one's trippy, and it scared me as a kid.
Yeah, that one's a trip.
Should I try to drive up this way with my truck, or should I just try to swim it?
I recommend swimming it because it says that it's very hard to actually get the truck through. And there's not that too much of a distance between the surface and the truck.
Anyway, the video for Black Hole Sun by Soundgarden, that is a drug trip on a drug trip.
Yeah.
I think I'm near the surface, I think.
But you can see why they recommended just going.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of tight turns.
Yeah, good. One of the music videos that is slightly confusing but also makes sense is Boney M's Rasputin's music video. That one's like full of pep, but it's just like, heh. To be fair, a lot about that particular music was
Sorry, I had to stop and get air because I was at half and I didn't know if I could make it.
Oh, you'll be fine.
Oh, our little, our new addition is sleeping on your chest, huh, Mom? Mama K? Whoops. That was a slip.
A cat.
Yep. Our newest addition to the house, our little monkey cat, who is adorable.
Kitty. Just reminded of one of my friend's cats, who's this big ball of white fluff they call Cloud.
It is cold up here.
You want to go through Glacial Bass. There's an infinitely safer route with the alternate glacial connection, which is packed with jellyfish. Yep.
Approaching. Seek shelter.
Navigate through the cave until you reach the surface. Once you reach the surface, there should be a nearby dock you can use to climb onto land. If you head through the Glacial Bay, you will receive a signal.
Ah, Snowstalker! Snowstalker, leave me alone! Ow! I do not want to be nommed!
Well, it mentions finding the building I mentioned. You'll get the signal. It just doesn't tell me where that building is. Where is this building? Yeah, sure, give me the coordinates. Like, that helps.
I see light sticks. Should I follow the light sticks?
It says just located in a large cave in the basin. It doesn't tell me where.
Ashtar, breathe.
Okay. Oh, well. Look for a giant blast door.
That's easier said than done.
Should have a Greek symbol on it and it says Phi Robotics. I believe the Greek symbol is actually for Phi.
I'll take your word for it. I need to find a place to hunker down. I'm freezing my behind off.
You're freezing your everything off.
Indeed. Indeed.
Welcome to the Glacial Basin. This place is just cold.
Ah, steam vent. These are useful. I will scan this. Okay. It is really hard to see.
Yeah, the problem with this area is that, one, it's real cold. And two, It blizzards a lot here. Right now it's not blizzarding, thankfully, but it does blizzard a lot here.
I found a cave.
There's a ladder in this cave for whatever that's worth. And it doesn't actually tell me
I know, dude, I know.
where these things are. It doesn't mention bones. Oh, the fever pepper tree. You can scan those and pick up the peppers if you want. Those peppers do give you warmth if you eat them. And you are low on food.
So grab as many as I can.
Well, right over there. Yeah, the purple stuff.
I'm not gonna eat all of them. I'm only gonna give myself half food for right now. At least I know what to look for now, you know?
Yeah.
Go back.
I don't think you're going to be able to save them until we get back to base.
I can try.
Well, you can. Well, you can. It seems that for the most part, rotten food doesn't do the same thing like it did in Subnautica, where it just became a junk item.
Hey, at least my health isn't going down from the hail.
Yeah. So originally in Subnautica 1, which I think is still implemented, if your food got too rotten, it would just turn into a junk item, which you couldn't really do anything with. They seem to have removed that in this game.
Well, this is an interesting find.
That is the
Dangerous weather
Snow
approaching.
Fox platform,
Seek
I
shelter.
believe. We are close. It's right over there. That giant blast door that you're missing. Behind you. Oh, this isn't the hover pad then. This is something else, but...
I need
Just
to get
hug.
one. Found it!
High point
Yeah,
area
go in there. Congratulations, you have found the Fire
Fire
Robotics
Robotics.
base. This is the building I
This is
kept being elusive about. There's been a bit of a cave, and it's fine.
At least I'm warm in a cave, you know?
Yeah, it's fine. There's the platform.
Don't mind me while I, just kind of meander about for a minute.
Yeah, look for fragments of both the Snow Fox and the other thing.
Well, the
You'll
Snow
know
Fox I had already finished, but I didn't have the platform. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so there will be fragments for another thing around here that you're going to want to look for. Like inside the base, I think.
I'll go back inside the... Well, doesn't that look familiar? You'll see in a minute.
Yeah,
I'll go back over there in a minute.
I don't know where that actually leads.
It looks like the whole thing just collapsed.
I'm guessing what happened is that there was some sort of quake or something on the shelf, the ice shelf here.
Could be.
Either that or it was glaciers sort of rubbed up against each other. Something happened here
All right, let's
that
head
involved
inside.
a lot of seismic activity,
Sam loved working here with her spy pinglings.
and the roof goes kind of
Hold
came
on.
down.
The lucky ones do.
Are you lucky?
I used to think I was.
Spy pangling?
Yes.
Okay, I'll bite.
New technology acquired.
Beep, beep. Congratulations.
Cold suit
This is the thing
fragment.
Yeah, so the spy pangling was the thing I was being mum about. The thing I was just saying no. I'm not saying anything about this.
New blueprint synthesized.
Alright, just take a look around for the rest of the pieces of the cold suit. Scan whatever you want.
Well, at least we're making progress unlike last time. Okay then. Oh,
Yep.
gimme, gimme, gimme. New jukebox disc. Because, yeah, that's really what we're here for, right?
With a frozen water source. Water purification tablets
Diving into the
create
deep.
drinkable water
I don't
as you
remember what
explore
song
the
that is.
snowy surface.
Mm.
I don't actually know the
Sam's
titles of a lot of the songs.
Something's not right.
Okay, so the water purification tablet you just picked up and got the blueprint for,
Yeah.
whenever you pick up snowballs, you can use water purification tablets to make big
Hi, Hugh.
bottles of water.
How's everything at Pengling Central?
Oh, fine. But I haven't heard anything since giving the footage to Zeta. It's been, what, a week?
Did she promise you a report?
No, but I expected.
To
some
give you a
kind of
general
reaction.
idea,
Maybe I should take it up with
if you
Amanda.
mix a
It is
snowball
Kara, after all.
with the tablet,
It could cause a lot
you
of
get large
suffering if it
filtered
got
water,
out.
which is worth
Why would
50
it
water.
get out?
Hmm.
We have professional containment and know how to neutralize it in an
That is the most
emergency.
water you can get out of
Sam.
anything.
I love you, but you don't know what you're talking about.
You love me? Wait, why do you know so much about this?
If you're wondering
the
those
area
large
of
bottles of
research.
water you've been picking up,
Why are you being evasive?
sorry, the
Oh, I'm gonna tell you
filtered
something,
water you pick up,
And then
Mhm.
you have to drop this crusade you're on before you damage your career.
the ones you get from Bladderfish,
Yeah.
We're researching the bacteria.
those are worth
What
half
kind
that
of
amount.
research are you doing?
I don't want you worrying about this.
And
We
disinfected
are
water, which
aware
you
of the
just kind of
possible
find
downsides,
everywhere, is
but
worth
they
35.
are outweighed by the
So large
potential.
filtered water being worth 50 is
That's as much as I
Big
can
very
thing.
good.
Yeah.
The only problem is that
I
one, you need to make
have
water
to go.
purification tablets, and two, you also need snowballs.
Well, snowballs are not that hard to get. I mean, I've got probably a million of them.
Yeah. If you're wondering, specifically you need salt and the frost face plant. If you're wondering what they look like, they sort of look like a one of those pitcher plants with a bunch of cattails coming out of it.
Hmm.
It's white, so if you're wondering. I can throw you a picture after the stream ends if you want to go look for it later.
Hey, I've been looking for a paracel charger.
Because I am working with delays, so if I see it, I'm going to have to point it out, and you probably will have passed it by then.
It's weird, everything's at a slanted angle, so it's hard to tell why I can and cannot get through. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's because the base got...
Demolished.
Well, a roof fell on it.
There we go.
Yeah, so that large filtered water is worth 50 H2O. It makes sense for it to be around here since they're using water purification tablets
I'm
around
so
here.
glad you're here.
Where else would I be? Like I'd miss Fred being exposed as the alien intruder.
That's not gonna happen.
But you didn't say you were not the intruder.
No, not this argument again. I beg you.
I think the game.
Yeah, so the thermos in particular,
So, I just wanted to
the
ask you something
thermos,
quick
you
before
lose like
Zeta
3
gets
water,
back
but you gain
and start
50
playing.
heat.
It's about the cavern with the frozen Leviathan. I investigated, and
You investigated? When? I didn't see you.
maybe you were asleep or busy doodling inappropriate sea creatures.
Those drawings.
Yeah, so that
Anyway,
thing you just mentioned, the frozen Leviathan.
and I think we have reason to be concerned. It wasn't that long ago
There
this
is an
planet
optional
was
thing you can do with the
uninhabitable.
frozen Leviathan.
But if we work
Mhm.
together,
It is not necessary to
end
do
to the Kara mutation experiments.
to complete the story.
I'm not comfortable with this.
Samantha, you're paranoid.
Come on now. You're Sam out. She has our safety at heart.
And the rest of us don't?
Zeta!
So what are you talking about, Red?
Fine.
Yeah, I don't know what you were talking about, Red.
3...
Is there something we missed?
Before...
This game was made before Among Us. This game was in beta way before Among Us was a thing, and it came out.
I thought... Isn't Among Us is where you have to find that, like, the thief or something like that?
The imposter, yes. Among Us didn't actually become popular until, like, last year. This game came out, I want to say... It came out of closed beta with the new storyline 2019.
I mean, it could have, you know?
It
So
could
I need
have.
4 fiber mesh and 3 snowstalker fur. 4 snowstalker fur.
saying, yeah, what I'm saying is I highly doubt it is actually a reference to Among Us.
Like, well, there's any number of games that that can happen, Red.
Yeah, there's any number of games that could have been a reference to. It could have been a reference to Among Us, which wasn't very popular at the time and sort of under the radar. It could have been a reference to... Oh god, there's another similar game that was out there for a while. I don't remember what the name of it was, though, but it was sort of based in like the 60s future instead, where someone was an alien and the rest of the people were just on the ship trying to survive.
Hmm.
Like, the concept of what Among Us did isn't an uncommon one for games to have done before.
I think I found everything here, so I guess I can just head out.
Yeah, it's just Among Us is the most recent one and the one that has gotten the most
How much fiber mesh do I have?
attention recently.
2, 3? Only 3.
Again, given the time frame of when the story had been changed and when this base most likely was given to do dialogue, it most likely was something from around the time Among Us came out that it's referencing. Maybe, I don't know.
So where do I go from here?
Well, from here, you have to go to a broken bridge. Specifically, if you just keep going, I think up, it's a terrestrial bridge, so it's not going to be down. It's not going to be near the water.
Hold on, let me get back, warm up, and then I'll head out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. My recommendation is to, if possible, try and find our way back to our ship.
Think so?
Because here's the thing. To make the cold suit, you need snowstalker fur.
Yep.
There are 2 ways to get snowstalker fur. Either by random luck and finding it in snowstalker dens, or by using the spy penguin. Using the spy penguin and approaching snowstalkers and interacting with them allows you to get snowstalker fur off of them.
You think that's the safer,
That's the safer and probably the easier method than just wandering into dens and just crossing your fingers. It's also more reliable. The only problem is, I don't actually know whether or not using the spy penguin to interact with snowstalkers causes them to attack it or interact, fight it.
Identifier. Phi Robotics Center.
Yeah, we were already there.
It doesn't mention anything about them purposely attacking the spy penguin, but at the same time, it also doesn't mention them not attacking the spy penguin. What I'm saying is caution should be advised. Yeah, so right now you actually went... I think you went backwards to where the bridge was, but at the moment we should probably just go back to...
I gotta find a cave.
Yeah, go back to the ship, go back to home, build a spy penguin,
Hypothermia imminent.
which I think gives you a remote, and then come back here through the cave or through, other means, because there are a couple ways to get here. The cave is just considered the safest.
Mm-hmm.
And then use the spy pangolin to get some snowstalker fur. There's robotics again.
Yeah, I was trying to get warm. Let's go this way.
The other thing to do would be to, when we do come back here after getting this, this fur, would be to find the story blueprint. We could do that now, but at the same time, you are working against the clock.
What the hell? Oh no.
Hmm?
Take a look.
Oh, you're fine.
Just trying to fall out of the world?
Yes, but this is coded better, so you didn't.
Ow. We're right back inside the building.
Recommended.
Yep. So,
We haven't had that happen too often, huh?
yeah. I'm going to say this right now. The first game did have a lot of problems with that. I didn't say that the second game was void of those problems at any point.
But you remember
But I
how
did,
much
then-
they gave us problems in the first game.
Well, the problem with the first game is that I've mentioned this a couple times, but because of how the first game loaded in hitbox, the hitboxes with geometry,
Mm-hmm.
if you played on lower settings or had a not great computer, the hitboxes wouldn't load in properly. This game, they seem to have fixed that problem, for the most part. I think in earlier sessions of the game, I said that they fixed the problem for the most part, or something similar to that. And if I did say that they fixed the problem, period, then I do retract my statement and apologize for jumping the gun on that.
I found the broken bridge. Just how do I get across? Do I jump?
That's not the broken bridge, I don't think.
Huh. Made it! Geyser. Gotta get to the geyser.
Yeah, distinctly you're looking for something with like a hydraulic fluid thing next to it. So man-made, not natural.
Oh, I'm gonna freeze. Come on, geyser. Oh, I'm gonna freeze.
Can't you rub your hands together?
No. Say goodbye.
Well, you ate all the peppers.
So we're gonna end up back at the ship. Yep. Well, he says go find the ship, but there might be a problem. I might have just lost all my stuff. Yeah, I lost some belongings. Great.
Well, for the most part, blueprints aren't part of belonging.
I meant like the fiber mesh and stuff like that because we needed that.
Yeah. At the same time, though, fiber mesh is not hard to get.
True. This is just more of an annoyance than anything else. But at least we were going in the right direction.
The only thing that is a bit of a loss is the water purification tablet, if we did lose that.
Yeah,
Because
take a look.
The only way to make those are by a specific species. Yeah, we lost it. Damn. Oh well.
Titanium, silicone rubber, and a wiring kit. The wiring kit's gonna be the most interesting one to get.
Yeah. And look at the
Copper wire and titanium.
yeah, the other one.
Where is it?
So
There's the hover.
yeah, so
Okay. We're gonna need a lot of wiring kits.
yeah, and hoverpad can only work on land. So my recommendation would be to either build the hoverpad somewhere inside of the robotic space, or to make a small I'm not sure if you can put like a multi-purpose room or something like that up there. If you can, then just make like a small multi-purpose room or single room, and then just put the hover pad outside of it.
Yeah, but we gotta build everything first.
My recommendation is to build a spy pangolin and the remote first, so that we can get Snowstalker fur and get the cold suit.
That wouldn't be a bad idea. It's a bike, and it hovers!
Yeah, so for...
Well, I know how to make silicone rubber, I know how to get titanium. It's the wiring kit that I'm trying to remember.
2 copper wires, 3 titanium, a silicone rubber, a battery, and a wiring kit?
Yeah, a wiring kit. Not the advanced one, but the regular one. So I need at least 4 silver. And
Yes.
I don't remember where to get silver.
Argonite, Argentine deposits? Something like that.
But first... limestone, but hey, I still need the titanium, so here we are. Don't hurt me. Ow.
Chomp.
You think you're funny, Ashtar. Copper, that's useful. These are all limestone, but hey, I can still get stuff from them.
Yeah, pretty much, if you see it, break it, if you got the room for it.
You think we're gonna, if we go back to where we died, we'd find our other stuff?
I'm not sure. I don't know what the rules are for dying on land.
Me neither.
Mostly because there was like only like 3... There are only like 2 or 3 places in the original Subnautica where you were technically on land. One of which was completely story-based and didn't really have anything that could kill you. The other 2 were... They were there. And even then, the Aurora was... You'd probably die before you even got there.
If you didn't have the right stuff, yeah.
For the most part, the Aurora isn't going to kill... The Aurora itself isn't going to kill you. So yeah, no, there's not a lot of above ground places you can really die in the original Subnautica. Again, I'm not necessarily saying you can't die on those out of sea areas. I'm just saying there's like the 3.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, if you split up this game's actual biomes into places, there are like 2 or 3 above ground areas again, but they're a lot bigger. There's the East Arctic, which is very, very large. The Glacial Basin and Arctic Spires, which are decently large together. And then the West Arctic.
Hey, Ashtar, I've been thinking about something. Could it be possible that the wreckage from the Aurora would end up here?
No.
How you figure?
It's not explicitly stated. in the original game where the Aurora crashed exactly into the planet, but what it is known is it crashed on a plateau that had been created, that was a crater. And of which that plateau was surrounded by what the game calls the Void, what is in-game called an ecological dead zone. So consider it like sort of like an oasis in the middle of the desert. Is effectively what that crater is. Because the rest of the planet is super deep and infested with... well, all we see are the ghost leviathans, but it is hinted at that the only two types of creatures that exist in, the rest of the deep ocean are either huge predators like ghost leviathans or microscopic life. And nothing in between. It's also not explicitly stated just how deep the ocean goes beyond the crater. It is never mentioned in-game, and in the standards of boundaries, it's pretty much indefinite.
I was wondering, because there's scrap around here, and I'm like, did it throw it all the way over here?
No, that scrap is most likely from the Mercury ship.
Gotcha.
Or one of the other ships that has crashed in this particular area. Because remember, before Altera came here, and the original player character disabled the defense system, the entire planet was under quarantine, so it is not impossible to think that some of these ships drifted over other areas of the planet and then got shot down by the defense system. And even if the Mercury and other things like that crashed after the defense system was turned off, consider that these are big spaceships we're talking about. If a problem happens, it's going to go out of control.
True.
Although, judging by how rusted and just grody the Mercury is, it probably got shot down by the defense system and has been sitting there for who knows how long.
There's one silver, and we needed, what, 2?
4, you said. But it's 2 per wiring kit.
Oh, that's right, and that's slime stuff. And that is a spooky noise.
For the most part, since we are in the deeper twisty bridges, keep an eye out for our purple friend. Again, a lot of the creatures and lore and other reasoning behind certain things in the original don't exist here because, one, we're at one of the poles of this planet. Who knows how far away from where the Aurora fell. And 2, the exact actions of the original player in the first Subnautica changed a lot of things. And this is sometime after the first game happened. It's not exactly known how long. Although, judging by the fact that Altera has mods here, which are pretty new looking, it's probably been quite a few years.
Yep.
again, for anyone curious, the exact timetable is probably going to be vague.
At best.
At best, even with all of the lore and everything that has been given through both games.
But we do know one thing, that Marguerite was referenced in the first game, and in this game, actually makes an appearance.
Yeah, so...
That's lead. Lead's useful. Anyway, you're saying?
Yeah, so in the first game, Marguerite is referenced as somebody who is eventually going to pop up.
And she never does.
And she never does. Pretty much the timeline that we have right now is the precursors came. The planet existed. The precursors came. The precursors started to make these super advanced things. Then a disease came out of nowhere. This disease proceeded to not only kill all the precursors, but wipe out most of the life on the planet, including a lot of the very big life. Hence the very large skeletons and, you know, the various containments in the Lost River and everywhere like that.
Ah, waka waka waka. Again? Ow! You were saying before I got blown up. It's not funny.
No, that wasn't a sigh of hilarity. It was more of a sigh of brain, please. Sometime before the precursors finally bit the dust, though, they made a
Calorie intake recommended.
Defense system that effectively, if a ship got too close or tried to leave the planet, it would shoot it down to prevent the disease from spreading.
Mm-hmm.
Some amount of time later, Degassi, a Degassi ship, got too close to the planet and was shot down. So the survivors of this crash made a base on the floating island to wait for evac. It is not known exactly if they died because of the infection, or because of some other reason, but evac never did come for them. Some years after the Degassi incident, one of the Altera's big, I'm guessing a commercial ship of some sort?
Hmm?
Either some sort of ship from Altera,
Mm-hmm.
got too close to the planet and got shot down. The main character manages to get in one of the life pods and
Is the only survivor.
is the only survivor, as most of the other life pods either landed in areas that were not suitable for survival, or landed in such ways which caused them to be irreparably damaged. There are all the life pods that are found in game have some sort of hole in them somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
and all the logs either you find in these life pods or near these life pods will tell you what may have happened. Usually it was because of some sort of creature that those holes might have been made, but sometimes it's very unclear exactly what happened. It is also unclear whether or not all of the life pods had everybody on the ship, or if there was a very large amount of people whose fates are unknown.
I think
It's
a mix
assumed
of
that
both,
you-
personally.
Hmm?
I think a mix of both, that there were some still on the ship and some in the life pods, but that's just my opinion on that.
Yeah. It's pretty much assumed that since you're the only survivor, either everyone died in the crashing of the ship, or because of what happened to their life pod. Throughout the game, you're trying to leave the planet, get infected with the disease, manage to cure it, and, you know, spread that cure throughout the planet.
Mm-hmm.
And after leaving, or asked Altera to pay a whole bunch of money because of all the resources it tracked you using.
But I still think it's funny. You get back to Earth, you owe this many credits and cannot dock until, you pay it off. And it's like, really?
Yeah, so what's probably assumed is that the after they got back to Earth, they told Altera about the planet to try and help pay off their debt.
Mm-hmm. Does the original character actually have a name, or is it just nameless?
Nameless. They might have a name somewhere, but for the most part, if they do, it's either in some piece of lore I never read, or it was one of those names that the developers gave them as sort of like a pet name that kind of stuck. I really don't know. For the most part, though, your character in the first doesn't really have a name and also does not talk. They are the stereotypical silent protagonist.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
So sometime, I'm guessing, after, the protagonist of the first game told Altera, they came to the planet, started exploring the rest of the areas other than where their Earth fell over, and developed bases. And then this happens some years after that. Again, exact spans of time are...
Oh, I do have another couple of pieces of... No, those are the silver that's already in my inventory. What am I doing? I'm looking in the wrong room.
Yeah, if anybody is, actually really, really curious about timelines, either go look on, the wiki, or go look up interviews. That might have what you're looking for, and if it doesn't, then, conduct your own interview.
Hey, we already have and we already have a wiring kit, so 2 of those pieces of silver are actually completely useless. Sorry.
Not completely useless. They'll be useful later.
Okay, so... What did we need? Oh, spy pangling. There you are. Wiring kit, silicone, and a battery. Yeah, so we just need the wiring kit and the silicone, which shouldn't be too hard. And I also need the copper wire, which I have the stuff for, so... Sorry, clearing that out real quick.
It's fine.
There it is, okay. There. Okay. So. 1 wiring kit. And 1 thing of copper wire. Mix remote. Oh yeah, I still need to make silicone rubber. Unless I have some... Do I have some? I don't have lubricant. I do! Okay, we're in business, right?
Yep.
Make this first.
Without spy penguins, scientists may have never discovered that penguins incubate their eggs.
Pretty much all we need to do now is, after making both of these things, is to... go to... where we just were in the glacial basin, and just drive this thing near snowstalkers for fur. Or to go to one of the other just big ice places for that. The only downside is, 1, I don't know if we have 4 fiber mesh, so it's probably a good idea to make sure that we have 4 fiber mesh before we leave.
Well, we had some before I died, but...
Well, make sure that we have it at base, because we're going to want to have 4 fiber mesh at base when we come back, so that if we come back with all the snowstalker fur, we don't have to go out again and find the things to make fiber mesh.
I don't remember how to make fiber mesh. How do I make that again? Let me see. Let me see. Oh, no, go up, not down. Fiber mesh, fiber mesh. Oh, we just need some creep vines.
Yeah, I thought as much.
Oh, that's gonna be easy.
Yeah, we're going to need 4.
I mean, they're right here outside our base, dude. We could literally go cut one right now if we wanted to.
Yeah. We're going to need 8 pieces of creep vine if we want 4 pieces of mesh.
Donk. Way too high. I know. I thought there was a thing you could put on to have like a rear view mirror, but I don't know if that actually exists.
It doesn't. I don't know. There is a camera thing you can do.
There we go.
But no.
Now I'm hooked up. 1 second. There we go. Oh, we have a marker on the map apparently for Phi Robotics. That makes navigating a little easier on my end, huh?
Yeah. We got close enough to the beacon for it to trigger.
You know, if I wasn't trying to figure a way off the planet, this actually would be a very relaxing game.
For the most part, both of them are. There's
Mhm.
not, despite the fact that you are infected with a deadly virus in the first game, there isn't actually a time limit. Same thing with this game. Both of these games do not have time limits, and pretty much are. You can spend as much time as you want just exploring and playing the game and going at your own pace.
You remember though, it took us a while to finish the first game.
That's mostly because a lot of the first game is very weirdly structured. The first game expects you to go from point A to point B and know exactly the steps to do so.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's not very clear about exactly what steps those are unless you go, poke at it yourself. It should be also mentioned that due to various collision bugs and other things like that with the first game, that it was not the easiest to actually progress.
No, it was, especially in the lava area.
Yeah, it was also, there's also this weird expectation that that when you get like the colored alien keys, that you know exactly which key you need to go to what area.
Yeah, right.
Like once you get like on the first non-purple key you have, you're expected to know that, oh, this key goes here. Even though, unless you read like some of the logs in places, it never tells you that. And then there is like the third special key you need that, again, unless you read the thing, will never actually tell you where it goes to.
Didn't we have problems with that and we ended up having to hack it in because we just got frustrated?
Well, the thing is that Subnautica expects what the original Subnautica expects you to not only go through a lot of ships and other things like that for exploring and making sure you know exactly where to go, but it expects you to use trial and error to find out where you need to go. It expects you to build your first ship, go somewhere you're not supposed to, lose that first ship and say, oh, okay, now I know. Okay, what did I do wrong? Look at your recipes, figure it out, and say, okay, now I know what to do, and try it again.
Did I somehow exit from the basin? I'm so confused on where I am right now.
Like, the entire part about the two colored keys I mentioned is that you were expected to know that one of these keys is in one of the the special bases.
Mm-hmm.
And you're expected to know that you're supposed to look for it in that base, where you could very easily just miss it.
Yeah, I remember.
And then if you don't have the key and go all the way to the next base, which is in this very hard to get out of lava zone where you could easily lose ships and yourself, then you are effectively you're told, you don't have the thing, go back and find out where the thing is. Like, for the most part, almost all of the keys in the game are purple, which you can make. These are the only 2 keys you can't freaking make that are unique. A green and an orange.
Yep.
It should be mentioned that at some point in earlier builds of the game, there was a planned white and blue key, but these were cut out. You can still spawn them through console commands, and they still have models and
Physics.
And physics. At least the blue one does. But due to the fact that they were cut out quite some time early, they take up 2x2 spaces, which keys used to do. And since they were cut out, they don't really go to anything. They're just there. I don't know if it is exactly known what these keys were going to be used for. All I know is that there was some content that they originally were going to use for those keys. Now, granted, this game is also quite a bit of a trial and error, figuring out exactly where you need to go. However, whenever you get to a certain point, one LAN helpfully points, hey, you might need a thing. Which the original game's PDA didn't. And 2, since Robin isn't a mute, a mute shell for the player to just use as the protagonist, she actually has her own insights about what she'll need and where she can probably find it.
Mm-hmm.
Which solves a lot of the problems that the first game had, where since the player was mute, they didn't really say anything or give any hints. And the PDA announcement AI, or whatever sort of emergency AI was on the PDA, didn't chime in unless you were drowning, you were low on food, or you were low on water, or if certain events happened. It should be also mentioned that both of these games do not have a hint system.
I'm refreshing my air before I move on.
So while both of these games are really good, the original Subnautica is definitely you can definitely tell it was these guys' first try at something this big.
We're not knocking Unknown Worlds. Trust me, their games are actually awesome.
Yeah, Unknown Worlds knows what they're doing when it comes to the games. It's just that Subnautica was their... As good as a game as it is, it has a lot of problems, like most other games. Most of these problems are just with very odd decisions with coding, which is probably Unknown World's first time trying to code a completely underwater game, by the way. And other than that, most of the other weirdness comes from the fact that because of the kind of game world that Unknown Worlds built here, where it was very much a survival, a lot of the things which help players in other games that they may have made, or other games that are made sort of in similar veins, don't exist, like hint systems and whatnot, because they want it to feel like you are stranded.
Wait, they can swim?
How do you think they eat? It might be stuck. Nope, there he goes.
Where'd my penguin go?
Stealth mode activated.
It.
Ow.
Okay, here's the problem. Snowstalkers are very rude when they want to be.
The stakeout begins.
I don't know what I did.
That.
Two.
You can get 4 things from Snowstalker. I love how its mode is love.
Ah!
One of them. One of them.
That stalker really does not like you.
I wonder, can I get in the water?
I don't know. That sucker just wants to chomp you, apparently. Nope! Altera Super Penguin, buddy.
So I gotta find a place that's warm.
Also, your health is no.
Oh no!
Hmm?
I think we broke it. Little spy buddy? I'm gonna go back to my ship.
You might want to reload.
I don't know where it last saved. Or if it's saved. We might have to wait till the next episode, you know?
I should have warned you to save before you did anything with that.
Hindsight's 2020, Ashtar. You know?
Yes, well, we're gonna have to make a new one. Congratulations.
Well, we found out they can't go in water.
The robot.
Well, I thought, well, spy pangling, you'd think that it would be able to. You know?
Yes, well, judging by some of the words it had in the description, it looked like it was supposed to, because it mentioned the creep vines, but apparently not.
Oh no, where's my ship? There it is. Alright, I know we're probably going to be ending a little early, but...
Oops.
Yeah, big oops on a lot of that. So, what did we learn today, everybody?
Don't poke water with the robot.
Uh-huh.
And apparently that snowstalkers really want you.
So, my thought is next time we try this, we're going to, one, find a place that, I can stay where it's warm and where that thing will not attack me. And then give it another shot, but first we need to build another one, and those things are actually not cheap.
No, they're not.
I'm gonna end it here because I feel frustrated, you know what I mean?
That's fine.
So, until next week, stay happy, stay healthy, don't put your robots in water, and this has been AJ.
And Ashtar.
See you guys next week, or whenever, I stream again next.